Before I start, I want to take this opportunity to thank Dave, my amazing husband of married 44 years, for everything he's done in the past almost 3 years. Dave's been there for all of us, every step of the way. In 1982, as my dad lay dying, the last thing he said to Dave was, take care of Kathy. And Dave has done that in spades. But I also need to thank Mom for being instrumental in helping families for a million guys. She encouraged me to invite Dave to the 1966 Girl Ask Boy Valentine's dance. Mom said the worst he could say is no. Obviously, Dave didn't say no. The crazy part was during that first conversation, we discovered that Brother Bill, Dave and I share the same August the 13th birthday. Coincidence? No. Some things are just meant to be. I'd like to take this opportunity to talk about both our parents for a few minutes. Neither of them had an easy childhood, but they both persevered at success and found each other. My mom and dad and Eleanor here are examples of opposites attracting. You're getting a lot of my mom's personality from these little talks, but not so much my dad. My dad was so outgoing, he talked to everyone. He always had a story and he loved an audience. Mom was quiet and you were never sure what she was thinking until, well, she said it. Dad said that was the job of the Lord. I never really got that as a kid, but when I was older I realized New Englanders are more reserved than Californians. But even though they were polar opposites personality-wise, their marriage worked beautifully in relationships. As I began writing this tribute to my mom, I became increasingly aware of how much Mom's life was defined by loss. My daughter Kristen and I talked about this. Her parents had her when they were very young and divorced when Mom was 3. Her mom, Dorothy Elizabeth, Dorothy Sr., remarried and Mom didn't like her stepfather. And she spoke of him when I was a kid, which was rarely. She always referred to him as fish face. That's what you hear nowadays. Mom ended up having 4 half-siblings and money was always left. Mom, however, was an excellent student. At a very young age, she was likely to be admitted to a private school. This school was required to admit a certain number of neighborhood translation underprivileged children. This was wonderful for Mom, because after completion of 8th grade, her grades and test scores were high enough to allow her to be admitted to prestigious classes in high school in Providence, Rhode Island. She had a tough curriculum. I remember this. She had to take Latin as well as French. Remember French, yes? The rigor of this school prepared her for nurse's training, which had always been her dream. Mom loved training, as she always referred to it. She frequently was home for weekends. One time, she came home and her mom, Dorothy Sr., was very excited. She gave USO-type gatherings and she wanted Mom to meet this very nice redhead in California. Now, at this time, Mom already had a boyfriend, Arthur Glenn Terry, who was from Money. But when she met Bill Colley, Terry, as he was called, was history. Mom and Dad's romance continued. The problem was, Dad would be returning to California very soon. Mom thought they could marry in Rhode Island. Dad could return to California by himself, and she'd stay behind in Rhode Island the 1 year she needed to complete her RN program. But then, the unthinkable happened. Her 36-year-old mother, who'd gone into the hospital for a simple appendectomy, died during surgery. I heard this story so many times when I was a kid. I'd be cuddled up next to her, and I couldn't imagine losing my mom, and I was very sad. After losing her mother, Mom decided to go to California after all, to finish nursing school there. But that was not to be either. California would not give her much credit for all the courses she'd already completed in Rhode Island. She basically started. So Mom and Dad wound up getting married April 21st, 1945 in Worcester, Rhode Island, less than 2 months after her mother untimely death. Mom sadly left Rhode Island, moved to San Francisco with Dad. There she got to deal with Irene. Dad's mom. And that's the story. Mom soon discovered she was expecting Bill Jr. and 2 years to the day later delivered her only daughter, Lee. In 1954 and 1957, respectively, she gave birth to Michael Pat. Life was now very busy and happy in the nursing career she dreamed of forever was over. When Mom told me the stories, which was a lot, I remember being told answering numbers. I curled up next to her Mom and just down and I listened. It was like she was telling me the story of someone else. She sometimes talked about the first boyfriend. I remember I was the mom of 6'7". The handsome and debonair Arthur Glenn Terry of Kentucky Will. I have a picture of him. I actually have it. I sometimes think to myself, maybe you should have married him. He's rich and he's cute. Of course, I was too young to understand if that had happened, I wouldn't be here at all. Mom's life went on, maybe not the life she imagined as a young girl who dreamed of the nursing career, but then business. She raised the 4 kids in the 50s, 60s, and 70s and took business courses at night so she could help run college for her dad. During this period, I was her right-hand man. I By then, Bill had graduated from high school, so my ride to school with him, as unpleasant as that was that's a story, I can talk about that one. That got me in 1955 Ford, so I could drive my brothers, my companion, myself, wherever we needed to go. Mom and I were a great team, and we called each other Fleety. Mom worked alongside Dad for years. Her life was busy and happy until it became unbearably sad. Pat's death at the age of 21 and 78 passed mesothelioma, and the diagnosis 3 years later resulted in his death a year later at the age of 61. These losses were so painfully tragic that she was determined at the young age of 56 to carry them. She was one of the first women in California to get a plumbing contractor's license, and she ran Holly Plumbing until 1990. Dad would have been so proud. In between, she got the 2 Bodega Bay houses and finally Benicia. Mom overcame so many obstacles in her hard life, but because of this, she could be, how should I say, a bit difficult to deal with. She was stubborn to a fault, which led to some interesting situations. But we all have to remember that we are all the sum total of our life experiences, which makes us who we are. I think Mom did the best she could, which is all really ever can do. Even when I was upset with her for not speaking, which I don't even want to talk, it pains me to remember. I just sometimes feel sorry for her. Though her life was not fair, losing mother early on, the child and husband takes its toll on women I can't even imagine. When Dad died at home in Walnut Creek in 1982, Bill and I were with him. Mom had gone to the shopper to get a prescription, I don't know. Anyhow, the way Mom was very upset, should not have been nearly that passed. Later, we, Bill, Leanne, Mom, Dave, and I were sitting in their bedroom waiting for the funeral home people to get there. We were all just sitting. It seems like it took forever. No one talking. My mom looked at Dad and said to us, "Your dad was a good man." Well, Mom, you were a good woman. Your children will always admire your remarkable courage, tenacity, and strength. You've been a shining example to all of us. We love you, and now you, Dad, and Pat are together.